What's up, Stat Family? Told you we was coming back with another one. We got 1986, the best year basketball has ever seen. This is a live reaction. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that sub button, and comment below. Let's get it. Clap it up. We back at it again. We thank you, Lord. Shout out to them real legends. Shout out to them real junkies. Shout out to them real crackheads. It's legendary. Mama, grandma, auntie, the real big DJ. It's game 7. Let's run these errands. And we're going to thank you, Lord, for another one. It's big. Shout out to y'all. It's legendary. Don't forget, y'all really legendary out there. I'm talking about for real. Hallelujah. It's big out here. We thank you, Lord, for another one. Enjoy this Sunday, man. Enjoy it. You know what I'm talking about? Smile, huh? Until the end. It's big right here, you feel me? We thank you, Lord, for another one. Hey, hope everybody really enjoying that shit. If you ain't enjoying it, your day coming. Wait your turn. Hell, you know. Let's get down to business. I've been meaning to do this one. It's live and legendary, you feel me? Shout out to them real fans out there. And guess what? Shout out to the Lord. Big 7, the real one. You know. I love this shit every day, you feel me? I get real chills now. I'll be for real with y'all. Yeah, man. You know. Let's get down to it. Run these big errands.
In a 1986 regular season game versus the Atlanta Hawks, the Boston Celtics were losing by 22 points at halftime. And in the locker room, the Celtics coach, Casey Jones, gave the team what Larry Bird called one of the best speeches I've ever heard.
Casey Jones got on us 3 times really hard. And that halftime talk he gave is one of the best I've ever heard.
And what happened next is why the 1986 Boston Celtics are the greatest team of all time.
I just don't have any fears about this team playing any team that's ever been. I would take them over anybody.
When you look at the 5 players that were starting, I still think the greatest starting lineup of all time, I think it's the greatest NBA team of all time, is the 85-86 Celtics. I do.
We had a great team. And at the end of the day, we had Red Auerbach, Casey Jones, Larry Bird, and nobody else did. So we'll take our chances anywhere, against anybody, anytime.
Because earlier in that season, on Christmas Day, the Celtics were beating the New York Knicks by 25 points in the second half. However, the Celtics ended up losing that game in one of the most embarrassing losses in Larry Bird's career.
Turnover. Sparrow. The Boston Celtics are faced with the fact that they have squandered a 25-point lead. The underdog Knicks have gone wild.
Big time win.
At the buzzer, but the Knicks win in a stunning upset. They were down by 25 points and they came back. And this is going to be one of the big comebacks we have seen in many a year, Tom.
The loss to New York on Christmas Day was something that was embarrassing to the players, but
Chris Ford
really gets them down for long. And
I'm saying it every time I see it.
Game schedule. You can't have those lows that are going to carry on for days, and you want to just keep consistent play and carry on.
That loss demanded this team to refocus. Because after that game, they made a strange promise to each other that sparked one of the most dominant runs in NBA history.
New York was not a great team. It was a team that we should have beat, and but it was a pattern with the team that year. It was a pattern that we would get these big leads and then maybe get a little bored because again, our minds were really always on the Lakers and the NBA championship.
Losing can be a good thing, because we was able to refocus. And not to mention, I think losing keep you humble.
The team got together. Everybody said, okay, look, man, we're dedicated. We lost a Christmas game, a double overtime game in New York, played really poorly, had every chance to win that game. And that's where everybody got together and said, man, we got to play better than this.
And one night we were sitting around very late and having a really good time. And then every night after the games, we were out together.
Bill, like after games, used to always come in the locker room and pop a beer. And we all got together. And, I remember Bill Walton, of course, Bill said,
we're really close. We're really close to the championship here. How about we make a vow right now, right here and now amongst ourselves that nobody nobody will take another drink until we win the championship. And everybody goes, yeah, I'll drink to that.
We're not going to drink until we win the championship. We're planning on winning it this year. So Bill said, well, of course, you know. So,
I can remember somebody come in the locker room and said, no more beer or alcohol the rest of the year. I like to drink my beer, and I wasn't very happy about it.
everybody quit drinking, and we all got together. And from that point on, I think we were like 16-10.
The Celtics won 17 out of the next 18 games after that promise, but during that winning streak, they got caught off guard by a stacked Atlanta Hawks team.
We're playing a game down in Atlanta, and this is how long ago this was, because Atlanta was a good team. And they had Dominique, Doc Rivers.
Big Doc. Let's go home, Doc. Big time.
And Reggie Theus.
The outlet to Theus. Look at the antelope spin.
Oh, what a
yes, halloween! And Reggie putting on a show for the home folks.
And Kevin the Penguin Willis.
3 to go. Willis
86.
to the baseline. Scored and a foul.
Oh, Willis with a great move.
You know what? We up.
Word. Turns, has the shot blocked by Tree Rollins and all these guys, and we are getting hammered. We're just getting killed. Everything worked well except the shot itself. Spud well.
Big spud.
Wow. Atlanta by 15. Right now they are blowing the Celtics away here in the first half.
Question as far as Atlanta's concerned is, can they sustain this emotional high for 48 minutes? This is not easy to do, even at home in front of a sellout crowd. Pick a category in this game, and the Celtics lost it.
Yes,
well, Atlanta won it, I should say, because this is a good old-fashioned beating up to now. Now they're still shooting from outside, trying to get back into it.
Eddie Johnson goes coast to coast. Atlanta leads by 23.
Eddie Johnson, the little guard on our team, got into it with Bird and McHale, I think, walking off the floor. I didn't know anything about it.
Eddie was, we always go, not in his right frame of mind.
Loose ball foul is called on the Atlanta Hawks. Now Eddie and Dennis Johnson are going after each other. Eddie Johnson went to throw the ball at Dennis. And Tree Rollins is entering the picture, as is Randy Whitman.
Atlanta. They talk trash. They're up by 20 at halftime.
Yeah, that was in
the
there.
crowd's yelling and all that stuff. You used to like that, though. You used to like when the crowd got on you.
When the fans were into it, or we wasn't into it, they let us know. Now it's time to battle.
And at the end of the first half, a standing ovation at the Omni for the red-hot Atlanta Hawks. They lead the Celtics 70-48.
And Atlanta had been waiting, I guess, about a month to just get us. They've been on the roll. And little did we know coming in that they had this kind of emotion built up already. They started the first quarter off and just ran us off the court. At halftime, we're down 23. It was not enough. They had a 23-point lead at the time, but they also had to verbalize. At halftime, their parents said they're talking at us.
Redman thought it was sweet. What you doing, Whit?
And each time he mentioned a word, it seemed like he got a little more angry.
We're down 25 at the half, and they're all trash talking, and fans are throwing stuff at us, and they're going, we're going to kill you, Celtic, Bird, Walton, McHale, Parrish, DJ, you guys are all frauds. What are you talking about? So we come in at halftime, we're just sulking in there with tails between our legs. We walk in, we're sitting in the locker room, and Casey Jones, our fantastic coach, the most like John Wooden of any coach I've ever been a part of.
KC Jones got on us 3 times really hard. And that halftime talk he gave is one of the best I've ever heard.
Casey walks in, he looks at us, looks at his watch, doesn't say a word, walks over to the cooler, pulls out a beer. Pops the beer, goes and sits down, pounds down the beer, just sitting there. Finishes the beer, looks at his watch, looks at us, goes over to the cooler and gets a second beer. Pops the beer, pounding it down, doesn't say a word. Looks at his watch, looks around at us, goes and gets a third beer, does the same thing, and then he gets up, looks at his watch for the final time, and he says,
a lot of you guys have been here for a long time, but obviously you don't know what it means to be a Celtic. You know, even the whole thing about having pride, you're wearing the jersey, and he never screamed or never yelled, and he goes, we got it in us to come back and win this game.
but we have to do it. We got to dictate the second half of how we want to play. But once I stepped on the parquet, you felt indebted to them to at least go out there and try to do something special that night and win a basketball game.
Let's go. So we go out there and we're warming up. We'll start the third quarter. And they got a record sellout crowd there at the Omni.
Sellout crowd on hand. It was the earliest sellout for this game in Atlanta Hawks history, and it will be the biggest crowd they've ever had.
And then the team comes out in the second half, just eye of the tiger, and it's a great game.
That's
it's a
the first.
bloodbath.
Gets it to Bird, who had 14 in the first half and now has 16. To get into when something goes wrong, that's 18 points in the ball game for Larry Bird.
We come out in the second half, and you can see right at the beginning, Bird was brutal.
What a
with
finish
his trash
pass?
talk.
Now aim. They find Bird open. He winds up from 20. 3 for 3 for Larry Bird in the second half. 20 points for the game.
We learned the lesson. You know, don't wake up the sleeping dog, and we woke him up.
Ahead to Dennis Johnson. DJ will take it all the way. Has it late. Bird comes up with it. The basket counts and a foul. Great play by Larry Bird.
Larry Bird started the second half by hitting 11 straight shots because he had the Mamba mentality before it even existed. Larry Bird once said, "I've got a theory that if you give 100% all of the time, somehow things will work out in the end. Push yourself again and again. Don't give an inch until the final buzzer." And that's exactly what he did that night.
Into the hands of Dennis Johnson. Livingston is in replacing Willis for Atlanta. Bird at the other end has Whitman on him, a much smaller man. Bird, spectacular! Larry Bird, 24 points for Bird. Okay, now
And that's good deal. That's just Larry Bird.
Looks like an off-balance, low percentage shot. Meanwhile, he got
He's gone.
net. And Larry Bird is smoking. He's got 12 points in this quarter and 26 in the ball game. Don't turn off that set yet, folks.
You watch an NBA game, and nobody wants to ever take the ball out of bounds because they know they're never going to get it back. Larry Bird always took the ball out of bounds. The selfless sacrifice that was Larry Bird's defining personal characteristic, what he would do to make other people's dreams come true. He's going to take the ball out of bounds, and that referee comes, and the referee hands the ball to Larry to start the third. We're down 25.
Bill Walton has seen it all,
Larry
nigga.
takes the ball and
Real
pushes it back into the midsection of the referee so that he can't get away, and the referee's like startled, staggered. What's going on here? It's all right there right in front of the Celtic bench. And Larry looks right into the soul, right through the eyes of that referee, and he says to him, "We're not going to quit. You make sure you don't quit either." God just like melted on the spot. Larry hit 11 straight shots to start the third, including 7 threes. We were tied at the end of the third.
Seen it all.
Time. We did not need a plane to get home last night. That night, Larry Bird, you're awesome.
Real legend, man.
Strong comeback here in the third.
Legendary Bill Walton, for real.
Bird cutting through. Larry away glass. 2 more. 31 points for Bird. 17 in this quarter. A moment ago, they took their lead. Bird in the lane. 33 points for number 33.
You said that nigga hit 7 threes.
198. Harris hits Larry Bird with it. 18-footer. Good! Larry Bird! 35 for Bird. And the Celtics have a 3-point lead with 48 seconds left. And what a comeback. Down by 22 at the half. The Celtics have gone ahead by 3 with 48 seconds left, dude. He intentionally misses that one. Robert Parrish gets the rebound to Larry Bird. Ball game. Celtics win it by 3.
Did you see that pass at the end of the game?
A great win for the Celtics here at the Omni in Atlanta tonight. And they're slapping high fives as they go off the floor. A marvelous overtime victory. The final score here from the Omni in Atlanta, Georgia. The Celtics 125 and the Atlanta Hawks 122.
And we got out there and we ended up beating them.
That was my favorite regular season win from the '86 team, which was my favorite team.
Bill Walton, real legend, yeah. Bill Walton really enjoyed that shit. He really seen shit, paying attention. I like this shit, Bill Walton.
Game, Bill would come in and he opened the beer and I was like, that was the best game I've ever been involved in. And then the next night, that was the absolute best game I've ever been involved with.
This game was the greatest comeback of Larry Bird's career. But little did Bill Walton know that a few weeks later, Larry Bird would have one of the most iconic games in NBA history.
Larry was well known for predicting what he was going to do on the road trips. They asked Larry, well, so Larry, you come to the end of the road trip. Well, what do you got in store? You've achieved all your milestones. He said, I'm going to play this game left-handed. And then he said, yeah, right. He said, no, I'm going to play left-handed. And if the game's in doubt in the fourth quarter, I'll switch back to right. But he played the entire game left-handed. And he had a triple-double.
Nigga decided what he was going to do.
That is a great shot. I made it look easy. He shot that with the left hand, underhander, and made it look simple.
Bill Walton, look at Bill Walton on the bench.
He starts shooting left hand more and more, culminating in the game in Portland. I do believe that the game got almost too easy for him, so he was manufacturing little challenges for himself.
You have to play games left-handed, or you have to do different things to keep your interest in the game.
Larry Bird with that left hand again, and that's what makes him so tough. The fact that he has the ability to use both hands in close to the basket, something all young basketball players strive to do. Perfect both hands in close.
Shit crazy,
On
bro.
Valentine's Day in 1986, without his second best player, Kevin McHale, Larry Bird disrespected an entire team by playing the game left-handed. And at the end of 3 quarters, Larry Bird had 27 points, nearly all of them left-handed. He was literally toying with the entire league.
I had a good left hand around the basket, and they always, if you watch, if I remember the game correctly, they would force me left to help, and we wasn't getting there quick enough, so I had shots around 5-6 foot with my left hand. I felt more comfortable with my left hand there than I did my right. Then once I got started making a few, I just kept going.
Larry Bird from Johnson, excellent pass, and another 2 points with the left hand to Larry Bird as you're counting. He's got 31. Still 4:10 remaining here in the
I still can't believe how good you was,
Here's
man.
how this legendary
It's
game
crazy.
was even more impressive than the legend
I still
itself.
can't believe it.
Because in the fourth quarter, it was a very close game, and over the span of 5 possessions, Bird made 3 consecutive insane left-handed shots. Most NBA players would never even dream of trying a left-handed floater in transition, but Bird casually faked one defender, avoided another, and lobbed a shot off the glass to put the Celtics up by 6.
Larry Bird and the left hand again.
Torture, man.
And he has a triple-double. He's got 11 rebounds and 10 assists.
And after a Blazers 3 cut the lead in half, Larry was still using his left hand and buried a hook shot that no other player has ever mastered other than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And he did it left-handed.
Against Clyde. The Clyde Drexler.
Larry Bird.
Bird, you legendary.
Larry's mixture of skill, creativity, and flat-out arrogance to pull off a sweeping left-handed hook shot during a close game in the fourth quarter has to be top 5 most savage moments of Larry Bird's career.
But what was crazy was fourth quarter close game, and all of a sudden he breaks out the most insanely batshit nuts left-handed shots in the world. Throwing left-handed floaters off the glass in transition from like 12 feet. And then the very next play just throws in a sweeping lefty hook from like 10 feet. And then 2 possessions later has a sweeping lefty and 1 hook. And it's like, okay, like you never see any offhand shots like that. And he did 3 in a row while they were holding off a charge. So Larry was a cold-blooded man. And you didn't need me to tell you that.
And with under a minute to go,
the film gonna let you know that.
And Larry Bird decided that he should go back to his right hand and put the Portland Trail Blazers out of their misery. But as Larry went for the kill, a bizarre no-call puts the Celtics in deep trouble.
Bird in a great move. No foul, no goaltending. 3-on-2 for Portland. Drexler, Vandeweghe.
Good finish, Vandeweghe.
Boston, they can't believe it. Ames going over to the official saying he hung on the rim, and he's right. It should have been goaltending, Bill. Now look at it. Let's see if Bird gets hit. There's the hanging on the rim on the shot by Bowie. That was goaltending with the ball up there. Portland now with a 2-point lead in 41 seconds.
And down by 2, Larry Bird puts the team on his back.
Drexler. Turkey had a conversion, but now it's a big rebound. Larry Bird. We're tied with 6 seconds left. Timeout. Portland.
That nigga didn't even complain when it was a goaltend.
This
Really?
game-tying shot
I don't need to see
sent the
nothing
game
else.
into overtime. And in overtime, with the Celtics down by 1 with 17 seconds on the clock and Larry Bird's historical performance on the line, Larry Bird does exactly what he's been known to do over and over and over again in the clutch.
Game clock, copy your screen. Larry Bird with 3 seconds left, timeout for Portland. 47 points for Larry Bird. The Boston Celtics, as they usually do, have prevailed here in overtime from Portland. Our player of the game, our Light Beer and Turner Broadcasting most valuable player, is Larry Bird with 47 points on 62% shooting, 14 rebounds, 11 assists. He had 1 steal and 1 block. Another triple-double for Larry Bird, his second consecutive one.
Some night it goes in, some night it don't. That night it happened to work out. But if I remember correctly, we won that game in overtime by like 1 point. So, you know, I shot my right hand all game.
That nigga would have had 70, man.
After that game, a reporter named Dan Shaughnessy wrote an article in the Boston Globe titled, "Just Call Him Lefty Bird," where Larry Bird said, "I'm saving my right hand for the Lakers." This Larry Bird trash-talking story is just one of many, because that same year, for All-Star Weekend, the NBA held its very first three-point shooting competition, and Larry Bird unleashed his best trash-talking one-liner of all time.
Speaking of shooting threes, Coach, you at the three-point competition, walking in the locker room, who's playing? Did you really say that? Who's playing for second?
Yeah, I did. I felt so bad because
she never get old.
Leon Wood never crossed the three-point line. All he did was he always shot threes. So I thought he might be the competition. When I walked in there, he's sitting there, and I said, "Okay, now they're down to the nitty-gritty. Who's coming in second? You already know who's going to win this."
What?
I think I'm a little nervous.
And during this three-point shootout, as Larry Bird hit 11 straight threes, he decided to hit one off the backboard just for fun.
Oh, wait a second, off the glass.
That shit says my name on it for a week now, and I knew I was going to win this thing.
And after the All-Star break, Larry Bird and the Celtics cruised to the #1 seed in the playoffs, as Larry Bird inevitably wins his 3rd MVP award.
Larry has had back-to-back MVPs, and he's like headed toward a 3rd MVP.
He was the best player too.
A guy who wasn't the fastest, wasn't the highest jumper, wasn't the tallest, wasn't the strongest, but he was the best.
He mastered the game. He literally mastered the game.
He was a 1986 magazine on the NBA. And remember, this is a league with Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Charles Barkley, Isaiah Thomas, Hakeem Olajuwon, Moses Malone, and Dr. J. And in a league with all of these all-time great players, everyone agreed that Larry Bird was the best. But as soon as the playoffs started, Larry Bird and the Celtics would get tested by someone who was trying to take his throne. And in Game 1, Michael Jordan dropped a spectacular 49 points. But Larry Bird had an all-around game.
Jeffrey out there.
30 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds, and 3 steals to lead the Celtics to a victory. By Game 2, Michael Jordan had a revelation.
And this is game
Nigga Jeffrey said, "I'm getting tired of seeing your face." That's what he said to Bird. I understand. First, I ain't understand what you meant. Now I understand.
Basketball game. I don't think one man could beat the Boston Celtics. I don't think one man could beat the Boston Celtics.
But he sure did try, because Jordan turned on God mode and broke the record for the most points ever scored in a playoff game.
Motherfucker, that was different.
First half of the game against
Freestyle started. Freestyle.
Jordan trying to fake Bird.
Boy, freestyle it.
Hits the jumper, but Bird played pretty well defensively against Jordan.
That's what they call the greatest they ever do.
We went with Danny Ainge, myself, and Bill Walton, and we was trying to run him to help all the time, but he had his outside shot going so well that he really didn't need to penetrate that much.
Jordan hits it, 56 for Jordan.
Shot,
that
Jeff.
ties the Chicago Bulls all-time leader, Jordan, with 8 on the clock. Jordan ties the game. 63 points, and you're looking at an all-time record. Michael Jordan.
But it was an incredible playoff performance. I've never seen it before, and I had never seen it after. That wasn't Michael Jordan out there. It was God disguised as Michael Jordan.
But Larry Bird left with the most important statistic of all, the W.
10 on the clock. Bird, pick and roll pass.
Team player, man. Bird team player, man. He made shit happen.
Victory for the Boston
in real life.
Celtics to take a 2-0 lead.
over Chicago in their best of 5.
That nigga was a headache on the court. I understand.
Michael Jordan didn't beat Larry Bird. You showed Michael Jordan going between his legs one time in the highlights, against Larry Bird. And that was the game he got 63.
That's when he dropped 63 on Bird. Yes.
But if memory serves me correct,
Talk Z.
they got swept. No, not lost. They got swept.
He right.
Okay.
He did.
Even though he dropped 63, we stepped all in his ass, did we not? I rest my case.
And after Larry Bird and the Celtics swept Michael Jordan and the Bulls in the first round, the Celtics dominated their way to the NBA Finals and was looking forward to facing their biggest rival, the Los Angeles Lakers. But the Houston Rockets beat the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals on this last-second shot.
What's going there?
Hakeem Olajuwon has been ejected. So has Mitch Kupchak. McRae will inbound. 1 second on the clock. Sampson.
That was crazy.
A miraculous shot.
I'd have been crying on that. What? That's when you know you love it. When you got them getting crying, that's when you know you love the game. I'd have been sick off that right there, boy. If I was Kareem, what?
Well, we always wanted to play the Lakers. There's no question about it. But Houston was an upcoming team with Olajuwon, and they had a very good team.
And after 4 games of the NBA Finals, the Celtics were leading the series 3-1. But in Game 5, the Rockets went back to their home court and literally fought for their lives.
Seasting and Sampson. And now Dennis Johnson. And a melee is broken out here.
You real life out there now.
A melee is broken out. The benches are empty. And they have brought police onto the floor. At the bottom of the pile is Walton and Sampson right now. It all started with Sampson and Jerry Seasting.
Boy, go in.
You can't be doing that. I mean, I thought it was distasteful for both sides. I think that you just got to play the game. It was a game that we wanted to win. We wanted to get the series over with because anything can happen if you stay out there long enough. You get guys injured. We were better than that. We should, I don't know about sweeping them, but we should never have lost Game 5.
We got pushed around in Game 5. And then we had practice the next day on Saturday. Everybody
kept it real.
But there was one person who wasn't worried at all, and that was number 33. And I remember him on that Saturday afternoon of practice saying that we need rebounds, we're going to get rebounds. We need this, we're going to get that. We're going to be fine. Larry Bird assured the world, we're going to be fine.
Because Game 6 was at the Boston Garden, the most ruthless stadium in all of sports. And Larry Bird said, Sampson and the rest of the Rockets better put on their hard hats because our fans can get nasty too. There will be a lot of contact in Boston.
And I was in Boston when you're facing the Celtics with the whole Jerry Seasting thing with the fight. And I mean, that crowd was, the Garden was pretty tough on you, Ron.
It was tough because the hallways that don't come to Boston, we're going to kill you, we're going to do this, whatever.
You got death threats?
You got a few threats, but we played anyway, so it was all right.
I was at that game. I was in the tunnel. I think everybody was there like 45 minutes before that game.
Yeah,
we were just ready.
Yeah.
And when Sampson walked out, he walked by us. You could just see he was done.
Yeah.
He was petrified. And he should have been. He was like, what is he was going to kill?
He's picking on Jerry Seasting. Come
on.
And so we get into the game, and Larry's out doing his pregame warm-up, and we're all in the locker room stretching and working it out.
We were in the locker room, and, you could hear fans out there, but in '86 at Game 6, that locker room sounded like they was in the locker room.
And the crowd is absolutely going berserk about an hour before the game.
And then Larry comes into the locker room and he looks at us all, gathered all our attention. He says, guys, I was just out there in the crowd. It's an hour and a half before game time. And the crowd is already in. And they're ready. And right now, they want the blood of the Houston Rockets.
Hey, I'm telling you, them fans want blood out there. They don't care whose it is. We lose, it's our blood.
And if we don't deliver today, they're going to want our blood. Now, let's get going. Who's coming with me?
I don't think anybody could have beat us that day. We were on. We made some mistakes early. But the energy was there. The excitement was there. And we knew if we continued to play hard, we were going to win.
I stuck it up. It was one of the worst performances of my career. Larry had to call a timeout because
Yeah,
the
Larry
team
kept it
stole
real,
the
though.
ball from me a bunch of times.
Like shit
When
like
we had
that.
a big lead, Larry and Kevin were playing great. And then Keem just started stealing the ball from me, and I was just bobbling everything. And Larry calls timeout, and he walks over to Casey Jones and says, Casey, you got one choice. You can either take me out or you can take Walton out right now. Casey, he did the right thing and took me out.
But aside from Bill Walton's early blunders,
That's what's up
the
right there,
Celtics
boss.
proceeded to
I mean,
show
Walton.
why they had the greatest home court advantage of all time. Because after Ralph Sampson punched Celtic player Jerry Seasting in Game 5, the Celtics crowd, as you can imagine, didn't like Ralph Sampson at all. And they made sure
gloves and all.
All of a sudden, there were all this hate letters and calls and whatever it be. So we get in the game, and you know how the Garden was. It just hyped up, and you're ready to play. There was a mannequin or stuffed animal or stuffed human figure, right, with socks and jerseys and 50, and they had an afro wig on it, whatever, and then they had number 50 on it, had Samson back, and they had a noose hanging up over the rail of the Boston Garden. Like they were gonna hang me when I got there. But you know, it was something you look at, and now you look at it again and see the magnitude of it. It's kind of crazy, right? That you have to go in an arena and play, and they allow that to happen in the arena. I don't think they would do that today. If somebody did today, probably security would take them out. But you know, it's nature of the beast in Boston. You understand their passion though for their team, but then you do something against their team, then some people might do that.
And that's one thing about fans. I mean, Boston fans, I've never seen the opposing fans get on anyone like I seen them get on Ralph Sampson. They might as well just took him home because I think he ended up with 2 points and 2 rebounds. And I think the game before they had like 24 and 22. Yeah, they took him completely out of the game.
Into the action.
Good IQ.
Tough
Fans,
play on the road, and the Celtics
they play a
have
part though.
40
Home court advantage, and the fans, they play a part in basketball.
And there was this one elderly woman who was maybe 5 feet tall and maybe weighed 80 pounds. And she had a front row courtside seat, and she brought a sign that was bigger than she was. And she said, "Hey, Ralph," and she's referring to the big fight with Jerry Seasting, who was a guy himself. And she goes, "Hey, Ralph, I'm 5 feet tall and 92 years old. You want to fight me too?" And this lady just stood in the front on the edge of the court. She never sat down. She just yelled and screamed at Ralph the whole time.
Boston only lost one game at home that entire season, in part because of that Celtics home crowd, but mainly because Larry Bird was the best player on the planet. And in Game 6, he showed exactly why.
What did we get on that Sunday afternoon? We got what Larry Bird maintains to this day was the game in which he was, and I quote, most prepared ever to play. All I know is this: prepared, whatever degree he says he was, it was one of the greatest individual performances. I think it may have been his greatest game.
McRae on Bird.
Turn around. Terre Haute legend.
Because in a game of a lot of winners of the genetic lottery. I mean, you had Akeem, you had Ralph, who were just brilliant. You had Kevin McHale, you had the Chief. And here was Larry. Larry got every rebound. Larry made every steal. He made every pass. He just literally did everything and made the rest of the world seem inconsequential.
Bill Walton said, number 33 had gone out and painted the perfect Larry Bird masterpiece. And it wasn't even about the numbers. It was about his effort on both ends of the floor. A seemingly lost art for superstars of today. It was all over the court.
Okay, good
his assignment in the passing lanes, forcing turnovers left and right, and diving for every loose ball. But the moment that best describes his effort that night was when he dove on the floor and forced a jump ball against 7-foot Hall of Fame center Hakeem Olajuwon. And without batting an eye, Larry Bird, who wouldn't impress anybody with his jumping ability, did this.
He got a jump ball against Olajuwon. Now, he can't do that, but he did it, okay? He was omnipresent defensively. He anticipated where they wanted the ball. He was like a one-man zone, quite frankly. He was going crazy, but he was everywhere.
Michael Jordan summed it up perfectly when he was told to list Larry Bird's weaknesses. MJ said, "Larry Bird can't jump, and he's not that quick, but he makes up for it by using his head, analyzing the opponent. It makes him better than the competition.
That's IQ.
Consequently, he doesn't have a weakness
at all.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
In this
Then
game.
the second half started.
Hear what Jeffrey said.
Phenomenal because he just kept going. He would post up about 18, 20 feet away and he'd get the ball, and they would pour Rodney McRae or whoever they would have on it, Robert Reed. I mean, I'm sure they tried Ralph and Akeem on him. It didn't matter. He could have put all 5 guys on him and they couldn't stop it.
The numbers won't show it. It was a very nice routine triple-double, 29, 11, 12, something like that. And he just totally dominated the game in every way. And of course, the artistic highlight, was when he, on the right box, zigzag dribbles out to the corner to turn around and hit a 3 and go, and when they were pouring it on in the second half.
Dennis Johnson. There's Sampson and Ball. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Bird wants a 3 out of it. He gets it.
He would dribble out to the 3-point line, and then without even looking, he would just throw it back up there and then run down the court with his arms in the air and his finger pointed up. We're number 1. And the Celtic crowd just saying, here we go, Celtics. Here we go. It was absolutely fantastic. Larry Bird, the greatest player I ever played with, by far.
The Celtics dominated that game, and Larry Bird was rightfully crowned Finals MVP. Larry Bird said, "That was the only game that I thought I was totally prepared for. As far as the focus was concerned, none better, never. I should have quit right there."
I never saw a man play a better game of basketball, ever. That's the greatest individual performance. The defensive dominance that Larry did on that afternoon in June of '86. I would love just that tape to be shown to every high school and college coach, every pro coach now, just everybody, just say, "Tyler, you can't play basketball better than this. You can't."
And after that series, Hakeem Olajuwon called Larry Bird the best all-around player that I've ever seen.
We won the championship. We played unbelievable. The team was so in sync. But it's how we won. It's the ball movement. It's you go back and look at that. There were 7 passes. The ball didn't touch the ground. Everybody on the team touched it, and you had guys just dropping things. And we would run out teams, and it was just so much fun playing. That moment was like the pinnacle of your career. I remember telling my wife, I was driving home, and I went like, I just don't know how I can get better than this.
Everybody's always asking my best game, but I would take that 9 in and 9 out, yes.
This Celtics championship put the finishing touches on a perfect year, where Larry Bird also won the regular season MVP, finished with the home record of 50-1, and was awarded the Associated Press's Athlete of the Year across all sports. The 1986 Boston Celtics were the best team ever, with the best player ever, having his best game ever. It really gets no better than that.
All year and win 50 and lose only 1 on the parquet floor.
Parquet float. Proud Larry Bird, that was a good one. I enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that. I might talk over when people talking, but I be for real my reaction, you feel me? I really feel it. So when I see something, I really be happy. I really be enjoying it. I really enjoy it. Like, I really be excited. I ain't gonna fake it. It's legendary. I swear. Thank you for the video, Proud Larry Bird. Let's get down to business though right here. Shout out to Jeffrey. The nigga Jeffrey said, "I'm getting tired of seeing your face." And you understand what he meant when he said it? As I've been watching Larry Bird, how good he was, I understand. That nigga was too good. That nigga was top notch, upper echelon. What you call it? That nigga legendary, man. I'm talking about that nigga's a headache on the court. You can see it. That nigga he does everything. That nigga coaching on the court. Real IQ. That nigga know everything, man. That nigga get the clipboard, start writing on it. Be the coach. Real legend. No holes in this game. You heard what Jeffrey said. He ain't had no holes in this game. And what Zeke say? Y'all showed Jeffrey went between the legs. Y'all ain't show when he got swept 4-0. Real. You right though. Motherfucker ain't beat Bird. You gotta keep it real now. That motherfucker too good, man. I'm talking about 86 Celtics. That nigga Jeffrey played against a prime Larry Bird. I'm talking about a prime Larry Bird. A prime. Listen, he played against a prime Larry Bird. Swept. But Bird say, look like God the sky. Legendary Jeffrey. Bird seen you though. What her parents say, we still got to win. That's the most important right there. They got that win. You can drop 1,000 in a point. Who won it in? Oh, okay. All right. We're gonna handle that. For real. We're gonna say, yeah, that boy was hell out there, but who won it in? Respect, I salute it. It's big time. Elijah Wan, you heard what Elijah Wan said. Elijah Wan said, the most complete player I've ever seen. Man, this shit ain't made up, but that's how I feel watching it. Imagine if I was there and I actually seen it live. What? You'll come in that bitch, you think you about to be a Houston Rockets fan, you leave a Larry damn Bird fan in real life. I said, this nigga right here cold. What? Man. I done went home and studied that in real life. Legendary. Shout out to all them legends. Zeke. Shout out to Clyde Drexler. Shout out to Elijah Wan. Shout out to Magic. Shout out to Jeffrey. For real. I'm talking about it's big time. Am I forgetting somebody? Let's see. Shout out to Ralph Simpson. And shout out to that nigga Bill Walton. And he was really there watching it, man. Bill Walton, you can see how when Bill Walton speak, he was really there. He really paid attention to shit. Like, he just went out there looking just to hope we win. Bill Walton really, he looking at you, got them body language and all, see how you act. Bill Walton looking at the ref, announcers and all, like fans. That's legendary right there. That's the type of player you got to have on your team right there. You feel me? Come on, man. Hey, we salute that. That's big time. 86 Celtics was a real deal. I will let you know that one. For sure. 86 Celtics ain't no joke. I'm motherfucker had a prime Larry Bird. I'm talking about prime, man. Mullet. There's different versions of Larry Bird too. Mullet, hurt back. You feel me? Like I said, you better be glad that motherfucker broke his finger. Hurt his little finger. Index. All right, man. Now, if he would have had that motherfucker fixed, 7-3, you thought 7-3 was enough. That motherfucker hit by goddamn 14, 15 threes, man. Shooting like that back then, that shit be surprising, man. I was amazed when I seen that shit. Like, what? That nigga was doing that shit back then like that, bro. And Reggie Theus came down and threw that goddamn no-look pass with his left hand. Boy, I gotta watch it. I gotta watch some Reggie Theus film. Boy, that was nice right there, Theus. I seen. That was nice. I ain't know they were doing that back there in 86. Learned something new. I like learning something new today. But for real though, shout that nigga Bill Walton. That nigga really, he really was watching, man. He really paid attention to Larry Bird. The nigga beside him couldn't believe him, like, damn, he really seen that shit. That nigga was being for real. Bill Walton was paying attention to the damn ref and everything, man. You legendary, Bill Walton. For real. Shout to Big Bird, real legend. Greatest of all time. Motherfucker come up and tell me, boy, I got Larry Bird #1 top all time. Boy, I ain't gonna be mad at you. Ain't gonna be mad at you. I done seen it. Like, oh, okay. I told you he top 3 in my book. You can put it in any order. He can be top 1, top 3. It can be Kobe, Bird, Jeffrey. It can be Bird, Jeffrey, Kobe. Either one. The motherfucker was a problem, man. The motherfucker right there, the 3 right there going, oh. I'm talking about leave it all out there. Game 7. But I'm gonna tell you what really did. Jeffrey, I'm gonna tell you what Kobe and Bird was different. It was alike. Y'all got the same mentality. I see where Kobe get it from now. When they said Bean used to go back and watch film, I see it, Bean. The nigga had that Bird in him, man. That nigga Bean played just like Bird and Jeffrey. I promise you. I see it. Now I understand it now. Like, damn, that's where that nigga Bean get that shit from. Okay. He just turned into his little recipe. Y'all know how it go. I thank y'all for watching the video. We're going to be back with another video after this video. Make sure y'all stay prayed up. Make sure y'all be safe. And make sure y'all be good. You know what?
on me, and I forget a lot of shit, but I cannot forget the streets. So you know that I'm alright with my motherfucking niggas.